So welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with Cheryl. Want to say hi?
Hi guys.
And we're here to talk about this absolutely incredible time that we are living in 2022 between 2222 to 22222. So it's February. And why that is important and how we can really tap into this energetic portal. And I think some people don't really understand like what that is. What is an energetic portal? And how does that work for us? And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Of course, you probably all know, some of you may know that Cheryl is not related to me, but she is. You are on another plane. My soul sister. It's so funny, right? It's like there's a reason we have the same last name.
Right,
Um,
exactly, right?
and Cheryl does energy healing for me, for my husband, for my kids. We've worked together in so many different ways over the past 7 years since I began this business, and she does all the food for pretty much every retreat I do, and also offers cacao ceremonies and energy healing and just many gifts that she has. Tapping, essential oils, nutrition, Reiki. She's a Reiki master. I just love Cheryl, so I invited her to everything, basically, pretty much. So I wanted to bring Cheryl in here to talk about this energetic portal and about what we're going to be doing to help people kind of connect with that energy and really amplify and express that energy in a retreat in early March called the Embody Your Highest Self Retreat in Freeport, Maine, a beautiful spot in the ocean that we've rented. So anyway, but do you want to start by talking a little bit about the 2-2
Yeah,
whatever
let me
portal? Yeah.
like for people that may be new to the portal, there are a dozen sort of different avenues you can come at. But here's the here's the 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 gist of the center of it, the juiciness, I guess. It's like a gate has been opened and you now have access to all the vibration of all the ascended masters. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially, if you could think of who, if you could invite anybody to your dinner table, who would it be? That's what this is. This portal has
Mm-hmm.
opened up and is allowing you to speak to, feel the vibration, invite them in, and
Mm-hmm.
and to participate with you. And so, what does that mean? When we have all these ascended masters that we can converse with, that we can share energy with, they help you focus on the divine the divine spark that's within you,
Mm,
right?
beautiful.
They help you to find peace and clarity and love within.
Mm-hmm.
And why is this portal so important? Because it's about activating a new reality.
Mm,
So the word that keeps coming up every time I get these downloads is bigness. There's bigness. There's going to be bigness in your new reality, in your transformation, in your inner wisdom, in your learning to listen to your intuition, in being creative, to use your skills and your abilities
mm-hmm.
to manifest what you would like your future to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And so focusing on positive affirmations, and every time you use a positive affirmation, knowing that they are being heard.
Yeah.
Everything we say now is being heard
Mm-hmm.
in such a beautiful way. So think this portal, think transformative,
Yeah.
intense, okay, powerful. It may feel deep and incredibly healing,
Mm-hmm.
incredibly
Mm-hmm.
healing. And I would encourage you to be with community, be with people that will help raise your vibration.
Yeah.
Um, and this is a time where you can create unlimited possibilities.
Yeah.
And so I encourage you to grab pen and paper and or sit at your computer, however you wish to do it. and write out what your future life, what you would like it to be.
Yep.
Dream as big and beautiful as you want. There's no limitations here.
Yeah.
But get it down, say it out loud. The energy of Mary Magdalene is big right now.
Yes, we were just talking about that.
Feminine, right? The
Yes.
gift of grace that she gives us.
Yeah.
The in deep wisdom that she brings with
Mhm.
her.
Mhm.
Her approach to balance
Yeah.
and compassion and collaboration even. Mary Magdalene sort of pulls all that together in a beautiful and even productive way.
Yeah.
So this portal is the mark of your new beginning.
Mm.
It's the opportunity to let go of the past and anything negative you may have had associated with it. Okay? And this is your time to really set in motion, to anchor it and ground your intentions as to what you're going to manifest for your higher and best future self.
Yeah.
And then the exciting part for me is we roll right into our retreat.
Mhm. Yeah.
So if you've done this little bit of work let me backtrack. We're going to get together on the 22nd
Yes. Right.
here in my home, right?
Mhm.
And we are and it is also marks a lunar phase. So
Yeah.
so the moon will be involved, and oh, it's going to be amazing. So that
Yeah.
we all come together and we collaborate and we share energy and we lift our energy up, we will be rewarded and blessed in
Mhm.
immense bigness
Mhm.
ways.
Yeah.
So doing that, and then the retreat is just that opportunity to say, okay, I did all this. The
Mhm.
portal has closed. It doesn't mean that we no longer have access to the ascended masters or our angels or any of that. It's just maybe not quite as wide open as it was. And
Yep.
so how do you continue forward with that work? And the retreat is exactly that.
Yeah.
It's that gift that you can give yourself to really focusing on your transformative self over the next period of time.
Yeah.
This portal will not exist again until 2033,
Mhm.
at which time it will only exist for one day.
Yeah.
We have the
3-3.
luxury of 20 days right now,
Mhm. Right.
and that's huge, right?
Yeah.
So that probably won't happen again. I forget how many hundreds of years, but
Yeah. It's pretty magical. And all the things you said are just really beautiful. One of the things that we were talking about before we became live on here was how this has been, predicted for many years, this awakening that we're going through. It started in 2012 and of course there's, the COVID thing, which in one aspect was created to dampen people's awakening so people wouldn't awaken as much, to create a massive amount of fear and division. And on the other hand, it's also sparked an awakening of people because the darkness is able to be seen through COVID. But I think even beyond that, reality that we're living in, there's I can't emphasize this enough, and it's interesting to talk about it because I don't always talk about it, but I have more and more, is the aspect of multidimensional beings, how so much of this awakening is about us remembering who we are, and that we are not, the truth about, well, the history that we've been taught about who we are and where humans came from is a lot of it's false. It's been, hidden from us, that we come from, we're hybrids from other planets, and we have all these different light beings who from different dimensions, galactic beings, extraterrestrials who kind of help. Some of them were nice, some of them not so much, and that's where we came from. We were this hybrid, kind of like, the people, all of us, a lot of us who live in the US, we're like a mixture of a bunch of different things from other parts of the world, and that's how humans are. But now, it's time for us to understand, to learn our true history. And in that, we learn that how powerful we are, that we are these incredible beings of light, that, ascended masters like Jesus, like Mary Magdalene, like Buddha, Jesus being one of the, most well-known and most powerful embodiments of the light, that there's a lot about, that's a whole other topic, but there's a lot about that has been misconstrued, that in fact Jesus wanted people, this is what I believe, so I'm going to say it, that wanted us to be like him. He didn't want us to worship him and to think he was like a god that we could never strive to be like. And same thing with Buddha, same thing with Muhammad, same thing with Mary Magdalene, same thing with other ascended masters. So the religious programming and the religious deceit that has gone into, keeping us asleep and keeping our third eye, closed, really, is now we're seeing through that as well. And this is all helping us, that's the awakening. It's all helping us learn that we can, everything is energy. I can, I have some really interesting stories to tell recently about just how, and things I've done over the years, that everything is vibration. I was telling this to a few clients that when we're in a low vibrational state, things don't always go so well, because our thoughts and our negative emotions can attract more negative things. It doesn't mean, you can't think negative thoughts ever, because we all do. And it doesn't mean that we can't feel negative, because that's part of being human, but we want to process those emotions, go into them, dig into them, explore them, and then release them. If we ignore them, they're just going to get stuck down there, and they're going to fester and come out in weird ways. But what the power that we have, and that speaks to the portal right now, is like, be careful what you wish for. What we think about, we are manifesting. And so if we're worrying about stuff, then we're going to manifest that. If we're feeling like, we're visualizing what we want, we're going to be able much more easily than in the past to manifest that. And that is part of what we're learning how to do, is to, co-create our realities and to work with these multidimensional beings, with spirit guides, with angels, with ancestors, with our higher selves, to, remember who we are, remember our past lives, remember, that we have soul contracts and lessons we're here to learn. And that goes right alongside with the co-creation, because it's both. There's two different forces. I talk about this a lot actually in the book I'm writing, or I'm just editing now. Tools for the Awakening Soul is what it's called. But anyway, so that's a big part of what this is, we're it's like we're in school, like we're going to real school, like learning, remembering, really. It's remembering all this, all the truth about the immense power we have, like Jesus, to do things we could, and there's, things I've picked up on, things you picked up on, things that other people that we know have picked up on, telepathic communication, telekinesis, just instant manifestation of resources. This is where we're going. And for those of us who are doing our inner work, for those of us who are meditating, working with light, working with higher guides, it's going to get easier and easier for us to do that in the coming years. For those people, and we've been like, we don't want to make people feel bad, but for people who are not doing that, who are plugged into the matrix, who are not doing their inner work, who are in fear and anger, it's going to be more challenging for them. And there might be some soul contract stuff. Their consciousness isn't quite ready to embody this light, but we do want to. That's going to be the hardest part, is
finding our compassion.
Yes, for those who are suffering. Yeah.
And our ability to forgive.
Yep.
For those that are still stuck in the three-dimensional universe.
Yeah.
So.
And they're going to need help too. They need help.
Right. And that will be part of our work.
Yeah.
And when you think about your human life, you took the best parts of mom and the best parts of dad. You left the stuff you didn't like behind, and you created who you were going to become as that so-called adult, right? So in this portal, we have that same opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to take the parts of Jesus, to take the parts of Mother Mary, of Mary Magdalene, of Buddha, all the things that resonate for you. I have chills just sitting here, even mentioning their names.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And taking the parts, taking the grace for Mother Mary, the compassion for Mary Magdalene, the strength of her voice, um, Buddha's ability to have balance and peace and clarity, and Jesus' ability for compassion and forgiveness and healing. And you get to take all those parts and just like imagine that, like that beam of light, and it's all just downloading inside of you during this portal.
Yeah.
And if it feels chaotic to you, then just shift that from being, this is so overwhelming, to this is such a gift.
Yes, I can't emphasize that enough. I normally do meditation every day, every morning, but I hadn't, I'm busy. I homeschool the kids and I work do this work on the side, see clients, teach classes, so on and so forth. So I was just feeling like off. So I sat down for an hour and a half. I had an afternoon. I was like, oh, I have all these things to do, but nope, I'm going to meditate. I did meditation and I was in the Akashic Records for an hour and a half. And it was absolutely amazing. Things that started happening literally that evening, like things that started happening that were some of my visions manifesting, literally took about a few hours, Cheryl, and everybody listening. I'm not exaggerating. I could not believe it. Things that I had been like thinking about, like, and it just started happening. Like it took that much time to clear my vibration, and I knew that was what I needed to do. And so for everybody here listening, it is meditation. It is bringing in light. It is just connecting with all that is, that consciousness. And
if this feels chaotic to you, it's because you're not slowing down. It's because you're not taking the time like Rachel took. And let me just tell you from very recent experience, if you continue to ignore that, the universe will help. And they'll just take your feet right out from underneath you.
Yes, right. That's it. Forced to stop.
Stop
Yes.
for an entire week. It's been almost 2 weeks for me.
Yeah.
But at first I was like, I was like, oh. And now I'm like, oh my word, this was such a gift, right?
Yep.
And so if your feet are taken out from underneath you, freak accidents, something foolish happening, try not to get stuck in the anger of it. Because it really is a gift, and it's allowing you the time to do exactly what Rachel had been not acknowledging for a while, and then you took that hour and a half, right?
Right.
And I haven't been good about acknowledging it, and it's been just, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
So,
and that's, and so we want to share also with you, anybody here interested, an opportunity to kind of really take that time, take that pause. If you're not doing it for yourself, well, sometimes we need other people to kind of help us do that. So there's a retreat that we're offering called Embody Your Highest Self from March 4th to 6th, I believe. It's Friday to Sunday.
4, 5, and 6.
And that, we created it really and it's called Embody Your Highest Self. And it's to help you or, the people who are coming, for women or men, to embody, to really step into that, their highest and best self, the highest version of you that you can be. All the dreams you've had, the visions you've had, things that you wanted to do that you felt stuck and it's not quite manifesting for you. In this weekend, you'll have an opportunity to do that, to release some of the emotions that are we all have stuff that hold us back, ego stuff, beliefs, thoughts, and emotions. The clear, especially from having gone through 2 years of trauma, global trauma, and all the stuff that we've been experiencing, division, anger, just sadness, seeing what we're seeing with just the unbelievable things we've been seeing, it builds up in our bodies. And if we don't clear it, it's not good. So in the retreat, we'll be doing some, hypnotherapy, which I will do, to clear some of that stuff, connecting with archangels, specifically Archangel Uriel, who can help us it's all that energy of that archangel, which is more masculine energy, is about moving forward in the path and taking forward action, and having ideas on how to do that, and motivation on how to do that. We'll be working with that archangel. We'll be doing a meditation with either, maybe both, Mary Magdalene or Jesus. Those very powerful ascended masters whose energy is with us a lot right now. We'll be doing some painting, which is the first time we've done this retreat. I've got some paints and some canvas. We're going to be slapping paint on paper just to release the emotions, just to see how it's a really therapeutic thing. I do that sometimes. And then maybe you can talk about the things that you're going to be doing at the retreat. Oh, cold plunge. We might do some cold plunge in the ocean just to clear our energy. But yeah, talk about that. You'll be doing some cacao release and the food, the vegan
I
food.
Introduce everyone to Mother Cacao, and in this particular cacao ceremony, welcoming in the ability to dream and to see the future and to meet people or even meet your past to help clear it. To support this mission that we're on as individuals and as a collective with food. And food has such spiritual benefits and spiritual connections. And so I've been spending this past week just really pairing our foods to match our missions and to match what our bodies are going through, and to heal and to rejuvenate and find new growth. And I can tell you that even though I know I do this with Rachel, that I leave these retreats, I probably shouldn't drive home, and not from exhaustion, but from just the most highest. I am floating. I'm not on the ground. I am floating in the most beautiful space. I'm safe. I'm protected. I feel so loved. I feel cherished. I feel honored. I can't express that to you. So if those are things that you can connect with, saying, oh, that would just be so nice to feel that way for a bit right now, then that's why you would come.
And just back to, I mean, I feel the same way too. It's like I haven't gone to a retreat myself this year. I haven't found one that I wanted to go to, or I could go to, or wanted to, I should say. But I get benefited from it too. And the food, what Cheryl did, what you did last time was so cool. It was the food was paired, colors were paired with the chakras.
Color and chakra.
So we had red, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and every meal we anointed each individual chakra. By the end of the weekend, between all of everything Rachel was doing and everything, your chakras were fully aligned.
Yeah.
And when you're fully aligned like that, it just allows for this clear pathway for the light to come and to ground you straight through the earth. So it rolls up through the earth and into the ethers, and from the ethers right back down to the earth, and you become the portal for that light.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of.
And we had essential oils, like we had every meal had an essential oil paired with it that we would smell, and oh my gosh, just
yes,
just
I have created a
amazing.
Beautiful essential oil combo for this retreat to help us enter into our brave new world, which is what we'll be doing. And that has nothing essentially to do with what may be going on globally, because the focus needs to be within ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we'll be ready to face whatever.
As within, so without. I think that's really important, actually, right there, which is a lot of people, I see this a lot when I do sessions with people in the Akashic Records, it comes up a lot, that we've been trained to focus on the external and to think that, well, once I get the job I want, once I get enough money, once I get this thing situated, then everything will be fine. or then I can do this inner work. And in the fact, it's opposite. It's like once we align ourselves internally, then our external environment begins to reflect that. That is one of the most important things that we can learn as humans, that we have the power within our own bodies. We can't control what's happening around us, but we can control how we respond to it, and we can learn to control our thoughts and even our emotions a little bit. And when we do, and thoughts and emotions give off energy, give off waves, and that energy that we emit with our vibration, that, you know, they all constitute our vibration, those waves affect our environment. It's something called a morphogenetic field. And that morphogenetic field, this is also part of the Akashic Records, it affects everything in the past, in the present, and the future. So it's nobody ever taught us this stuff. So it's very magical, right? But
It is very magical.
and that at the retreat, the other thing that happens is there's a group of souls. There's a group of us, and when you get a group of souls together, the energy is amplified, and so we can tap in to that field. There's all these future blueprints that are out there about how. When I do readings for people in the Akashic Records, at the end, I'm always shown the person's highest and best future. Not definitely going to happen, but it's a timeline. It's if they were to do everything, in the highest possible way, then this is what is likely to happen for them. And that's what you can tap into, what we all can tap into, when even more easily when there's a group of us. Because that light is amplified.
It's almost as if it's, the way it feels to me, and the way I guess I'll describe it is like you flip on a switch, and the electricity current runs literally through every one of us until it makes a full connection in that circle. And everybody feels that, and everybody just sort of vibrates from that.
Yeah.
I can tell you that, no matter how you come into this retreat, no matter how chaotic the trip was or how difficult it was to get out of work or to get on the road, you leave in just a completely different space. And that's the focus, right? To give you the grounding.
Yeah. And the tools too. Like there's a lot of tools that we provide. I have all these writing tools and handouts, and they're designed because a lot of people will say, like, I know what I should be doing, but how do I do it? How? And this is, that's what partly we like to do in these retreats is give you the how. This is how you do it. And the retreats are an opportunity to just really focus in, reset, pause with a group of like-minded people who we don't often get that in a space. Sometimes, we can get together with like-minded people and we just complain about everything, right? Vent, complain, and that's fine for a little while. But I've had this happen. I'm like, all right, now we need to not get sucked into the negative. We need to lift it up a little bit.
Be productive.
Yeah.
And lift it up.
Right.
And that's really where we are. It's not that you don't get a time to share your thoughts or opinions, but really focusing on reframing and turning it into more positive affirmations.
Yep.
Just really leaves you in a much different space than when you entered.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah. So we have one spot left for the day to come just for the day on Saturday for anybody who wants to do that. That's an option. And then there's, I think, 3 spotlets left for the overnight. So there's one private room left, and there's one shared room left. So 2 people could share a room. So
I do remember from the last one that the people that came during the day on Saturday were regretful that they didn't.
Yes,
that they couldn't
stay right. Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
Yes, right.
There is some beauty to being able to continue talking with your sisters, and sharing, or sitting by the fire long after sort of activities have ended, and continuing to just absorb the energy. And
we learn from each other. We're like, oh, that you're going through that. And it's really fascinating to be, I've actually talked to a few people who came to the last retreat, and they're friends. They've become friends, and they met at the retreat, and they're still they became so close that they're friends now, and it's so beautiful to see. It's like we find our tribe, we find some new
We do.
friends. It's
And
absolutely
that's
amazing.
important in this transformation.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. So we have the event on 2/22.
Yes, and we're doing something 2/22.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have an event on 2/19 to really work on manifesting your power, your focus. So if you're feeling lost about this whole sort of manifestation, then that's what I'm going to do. Help you to really understand manifestation and how to access it using your own power, your own focus. Then we have the event on 2/22, which, oh, can I just tell you, my house, I know some people chuckle, but Rachel understands my house is vibrating. It just can't wait.
Yeah.
For that. And then, is it the next weekend?
Yeah, something like that. So we're doing a few other things in between before the retreat. Cheryl's hosting something. We're both of them are at Cheryl's house, and then we're doing the 2/22, which is a very important date, a gathering for the Soulful Work community. If you're interested in just doing some activation ascension, you can join the Soulful Work community, which is a community I facilitate, and come to that. So yeah, I mean, it's a busy month. We're doing a lot of stuff.
Beautiful month.
It's a beautiful month. Yeah.
Oh, so much going on that is beautiful. In a time when people aren't necessarily feeling the beauty.
Yeah. And February is always, February in Maine. Oh man, it's like you get this. Right? It's a slog in March too. It's kind of like you're just waiting for spring. So, so this is a chance to kind of, there's a few different opportunities to just really bring in some light with some other people who are like-minded. So all right. You're welcome. Somebody's thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. I think we can move into the meditation because I always do the meditation on Wednesdays at 8, and actually I might end even earlier than I normally do because I usually talk for a while, and then ends up being way after I say it's going to end. But tonight, maybe if we started, a light body activation meditation. And what is light body? It's this light around us. It's always around us. That when we expand into that, we're in a higher vibrational state, which allows all these beautiful things that we want to come to us. Because those things that exist at a high vibration, we exist at a high vibration. They find each other. So. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for talking. Always an honor and a blessing and a pleasure. So, and people can find you at where? What's the best place to get in touch with you?
At Life in the Raw.
Yes.
On Instagram as well. Email, call.
Great. And so probably going to the Facebook or Instagram, that's how they could find you, by email or phone. Great. I highly recommend if you're looking for energy healing or any sort of just, she's very intuitive. I go see her. Highly recommend. All right. Well, thank you. So I'm going to begin the meditation, and you can keep your mic on, turn it on mute. Or actually, I probably will mute you.
I'll mute me and change my face.
All right. There we go. All right. So let's begin the meditation. Yes, Cheryl is amazing. I love her so much. And I think, the retreat, if you're interested in going to the retreat, the link I think I put is here. If you're interested in coming to gather with us in the Soulful Work community, just reach out to me on the 22nd. A lot of different opportunities to connect. Okay, let's begin to do a meditation. So close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in. Slow exhale out. As you inhale next, just begin to invite in light. And then hold the top of the inhale, just expand into your upper body, into your chest, into your heart, and then just slowly let the air out. Anchoring into your body. Another deep inhale, just breathing in. Imagine you're intending to breathe in expansion, expansion of energy. I'm just going to fix my screen here. There we go. Okay. And then begin to breathe naturally as you exhale out. So just observe yourself, you as a soul and human body in this vessel. If you were looking down at yourself, just begin to have so much compassion for who you are and all that you're doing in this incarnation as a light worker, volunteering to help bring the planet and humanity into higher states of consciousness. An incredibly important job that we're here to do, those of us who are light workers, who are way showers. Just take this moment to pause. Notice your breath flowing in and out. Notice your heart beating. Allow your mind to get clear. As if you're erasing any thoughts that are in there, just erasing them so you have white space in your mind. Allow any thoughts that might be pouring in. Just imagine there's a faucet. You're just turning the faucet off. And all those thoughts just slow down. Just they stop for a moment. Begin to connect with your heart, with the flame, the inner light that lies in the heart center space, the heart chakra, the incredibly powerful energetic center of our bodies, the most powerful one, in fact. And begin to breathe into that light in your heart. Fan that flame, make it bigger and bigger until you feel this light flowing through your body in outer concentric circles or in like a ripple, almost like if you were to blow across a still pond, there would be a ripple. Allow the light to ripple out into your cells and through your bloodstream, through the organs of your body, through the tissues, out into your extremities of your limbs. Allow that light to push out beyond your physical body, out into the space around you, into your aura. We are in this moment being surrounded by beautiful beings of light, Arcturians to be specific. From the star system Arcturus, very high vibration, very loving, divine feminine energy, big eyes, just they look down on us, they gaze upon us with such unconditional love and admiration. They're so proud. And they're here just with us, very gentle energy to help us expand. So feel their love right now. And feel them pulling the light out beyond your body. So they're helping us. Feel your energy. Feel the space that you occupy moving beyond the outer limits of your skin into what seems like it's invisible, but it is actually your light body around you. Take up your rightful space. The density of your human body is just an illusion. It's all just energy, molecules vibrating. And when we learn to understand this, we can transmute, we can transfigure, we can shift, shape shift into different dimensions through portals, traveling through time, teleportation, telekinesis, telepathy. Feel the potential within you. Feel the possibility within you. You know it's there. Feel it being activated. Feel it being ignited. Feel it being turned on. Let's take a few moments just to feel into this potential within us. This is when we are at one with all that is. And as we are remembering that we are expressions of God. We are light encapsulated within a human vessel, temporarily in this form. And we will return to Source soon in our time. We will go home to reconnect. But now we have jobs to do. As we help the collective souls living on planet Earth to remember who they are, to shift into higher states of consciousness, into higher dimensions, states of being, remembering that they are one with the light, so they too can return to the light. And we do this by first experiencing this ourselves, going through our ascension process ourselves, clearing out our shadows, all the old beliefs, thoughts, habits, patterns that are of ego, that are past life traumas, that are the lower self. When we allow ourselves to look into those, to peer into those, to process those, to understand those, and then to release those experiences of the lower self of ego, we can step more fully into our light and then show others how to do the same. This is the ascension process. And it brings liberation and freedom and a feeling of flow and oneness and purpose and alignment with all that it is true peace. It is being in true connection with the Creator, with the Source of all that is. And these multidimensional beings, these Arcturians who are guiding me now as I speak, they've been helping me form my words. They are helping us do that. Not just them, there are many other beings of light, ascended masters, Archangels and angels can shift energy, but there's so many of them around us all the time. If we feel into the energy, we will be aware that they're there and they want to help us. When we ask them to help us, when we give them permission, then they can, even more so. So in this moment, just honor yourselves. Put your hands maybe over your heart. Maybe even one hand on your belly if you like to, and one on your heart. Just connecting in these chakras, the solar plexus, sacral, and the heart. And just really honor yourself for what you're doing here on this planet. It is so important. It is so incredible. And all these light beings they have so much respect for us. They are in awe. They bow to us for our courage. It's not easy. But we're doing it. So take a deep breath in, slow exhale. If you want to bring your hands in prayer position to your heart center, or whatever you feel comfortable with, just giving thanks to these loving guides, these beings of light, the Arcturians and any other multidimensional beings or any other light beings based in love who've been here with us. We thank you for your assistance, for your love, for your energy, and all that you are, and supporting us in becoming that which we truly are. May we step into higher states of consciousness as individuals and as a collective for the highest good of the planet, of all sentient beings. May it be so, and so it is. You can begin to come back into your body now, taking a deep breath. Feeling the energy a little bit closer in. You want to ground back into your body. Maybe just giving yourself a hug, just touching yourself in your shoulders, top of your head. It's kind of closing up a little bit. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right. Well, hopefully that was helpful in some way. I'm so grateful for you all, but I was going to say for the guides, the guidance that I receive. I always say this, but I don't plan these meditations because I wait to receive guidance. And tonight, I really felt more than in, just power. Maybe that's the portal, right, Cheryl? My words were being formed by these beings of light, and it's just a true blessing. All right, I feel it too. It's just incredible, and so thank you all for being here and for listening. For sharing your light, for opening your hearts, for stepping in. If you're listening to this, there's no doubt about it. You are here as a light worker. You are here to shift consciousness. You are ready. We have doubts sometimes. We think, oh, that's not me. It's not, yes, it's you. So here we go, right? It's a very exciting time to be alive. All right. So hope to see some of you at the retreat. I know some of you are already coming. If you're interested in coming, reach out to me. There's a payment plan for the retreat. It's going to end in just a few days because I probably actually should end it now because it's a monthly 4-week payment plan. So if you do want to do that, now would be the time to do the payment plan. If, just trust. If it's meant to be, it will be. And I want to thank Cheryl for sharing her light and sharing her gifts as always at these retreats. It's such a blessing and an honor. And again, if you can't make it to the retreat, but you want to do something, there's the event at Cheryl's house on the 19th, and there's an event that Cheryl and I are facilitating together on the 22nd through the Soulful Work community. So you have to be a member of that to come, unless you have this other secret invitation from me, then that's different. But generally, it's Soulful Work community members. And yeah, so all right. Many blessings to all of you. May we all step into this powerful energy that's with us as you are. If you're listening to it, you already are. So have a wonderful evening. Sending you all much love. Take care.